How to take a rain check. I'm Rebecca from Sense of Direction, and today I have been facilitating some introductory mindfulness sessions and talking about mindfulness and well-being. So I was working with several groups of wonderful women and had a lovely day. So we were talking about what mindfulness is, what it isn't, and how we might use some of the tips to help us in every day to respond to things rather than react if we're triggered. And one of the tips that I was sharing with them was taking a rain check. So RAIN is an acronym and it stands for these 4 points, which I'm going to take you through now. So R is to recognise. So recognise when a strong emotion is present within us, whether we've been triggered by something, so whether we're experiencing anger, frustration, whatever it is. So we recognise that we're experiencing a strong emotion. A is acknowledge. So we acknowledge what that emotion is and we label it. So are we feeling hurt by something? Are we feeling angry, frustrated? And when we label it, it helps us to actually deal with it in an appropriate way. So for example, if we're feeling very angry, then we might want to go and punch a pillow. If we're feeling hurt, then we need to apply a little bit of self-love to ourselves and give us some compassion. So we acknowledge it's there, we label it, we recognise what the emotion actually is. I then stands for investigate. So we investigate how we're feeling in our body. So are we feeling tense? Are we holding our muscles? Are we holding our breath? What sensations are we experiencing? So are we feeling any knot in our stomach? Are we feeling tightness in our chest? Is our heart racing? That sort of thing. And then we recognise how we're actually labelling that feeling and that sensation as well. So if you think about it, when you are anxious about something or fearful, we often have that tight knot in our stomach, our heart might start to race, and our palms might feel a little bit sweaty. However, if we're excited about something, then sometimes we get that butterfly in our tummy. Our heart begins to race in anticipation, and our palms might get sweaty. So notice that the physical sensations are actually the same, but we're labelling it differently depending on the context. So sometimes it can just help us to identify what those sensations are and then help us to decide whether we want to choose it and label it as fear or label it as excitement, and see if we can actually alter how we label it. So the I is for investigate how we're feeling, our emotions, the sensations in our body. N then stands for non-identify. So we can choose whether we want to identify with this situation, with this feeling, and continue down this particular route, or whether we want to choose a different response. So is this me, or is this just an experience that I'm having at this minute in time? Is it going to pass, and how quickly will it pass? So we can then choose to respond in a different way. So this technique helps to just buy us a little bit of time, give us a bit of breathing space to work out how we're feeling, what we're experiencing, and then decide how we want to proceed and how we want to respond to something. So it allows us to respond in a way rather than just react because we've been triggered by something. So the 4 letters again. R is recognise, A is acknowledge, I is investigate, and N is non-identify. I hope that's helpful for you. See you again soon.